Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Today we're going to go over the markets and what happened yesterday. We're also going to go over Quant and show you why I think it's still a good investment. So I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. All right, today we're going to cover Quant. We're also going to cover the markets and why we had a dip yesterday and what's going on with the markets. Are we still bullish or bearish? And let's jump into it here. Currently, we are at under 2.7 trillion market cap. Now, we dropped about 100 billion in market cap just overnight with this market correction yesterday. Wasn't a serious correction, but it was a decent dip. We had some people panicking and worrying about what's going to happen next in the market. Is this the end of the bull run? So let's jump into it here. Bitcoin at 69,000. We're going to look at the chart for Bitcoin here. We were up at like 72,000 yesterday, and then we had this dip all the way down to like 68,300 or somewhere in that range, depending on what exchange you're looking at here. But we had quite a dip, about a $4,000 dip on Bitcoin just in a matter of hours. What caused this? If we go into this article here from CNN, key takeaways from the blowout May jobs report. Basically, the jobs report we think is what caused this, because stocks fell also yesterday based on this news after a hot May jobs report here. It says stocks slipped on Friday to cap off a volatile day of trading as investors parsed a stronger than expected May jobs report. The Dow fell 87 points or 0.2%, which isn't that much. The S&P slid about 0.1%, and the NASDAQ composite lost 0.2%. Still, all three major indexes are in a gain for the week. So, exactly, it's not really that big of a deal. But crypto did take a decent dip. You know, $4,000 on Bitcoin. A bunch of alts corrected pretty hard. So people were worried about it. But they're saying the economy added 272,000 jobs last month, above expectations for the 180,000 positions added. And the unemployment rate rose to 4%, and wage growth rose for the first time in a month, according to the data from Bureau of Labor Statistics here. So basically what they're saying is the reason why this has had a negative effect on the markets is because they think because the jobs went up, that the Fed is not likely to lower interest rates. If the jobs did not meet the expectations, then they would think that maybe the Feds would lower interest rates. But sounds like right now, you know, like this says here, we believe the Fed does want to cut this year, but a cut is unlikely to happen until September at the earliest, because of the jobs market basically, and also the inflation data as well hasn't gotten down to that 2% inflation rate they're trying to have as a target, which is not likely to happen ever again, or at least for a very long time. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully by September they lower interest rates, and hopefully that'll push us into a bigger liquidity cycle and into a bull run. We'll have to see what happens here with that. So if you take a look at Quant here, it did jump down to $80 yesterday. It's currently around $86 as of this recording. I did pick some more Quant up. I added more to my portfolio. I'm going to jump into an article here in a minute and show you why I think it's a good investment still, but its market cap is only 1.2 billion. I think this is extremely low for what Quant is and their technology and everything that they're doing. So we'll jump into this investing guide here on securities.io. What problems does Quant attempt to fix? Quant solves one of the biggest problems facing the DLT sector currently, a lack of interoperability. In its current state, the market is filled with thousands of DLTs, and basically what these are is they're distributed ledger technologies. There's thousands of them out there. So basically what Quant solves is there's all these distributed ledger technologies out there. There's all kinds of different ones. There's private ones, there's public ones, and they can't all work together because they're all different technologies, different networks and stuff like that. So that's where Quant comes in, and it has the overledger that connects all these private and public DLTs together and makes it so it's one software program basically on the overledger that ties all these DLTs together so they can work with each other, and you don't need to be just involved with just one or two or three or 5 or 10 or 20 of them. They can all just use the overledger technology, these businesses and financial institutions and so on, and be connected to all of them at once with the overledger. So it is a major breakthrough in ISO 222 compliance. So the benefit of Quant introduces a host of features and benefits that make it unique to the market. First one, it's designed from the ground up to remove all technical barriers to the DLT integrations that I just talked about. The protocol is simple and easy to install. You don't need to know any smart contract languages, cryptography, or DLT data structures to set up your network with Quant. The interface reduces the technical complexity of the entire process. It has universal DLT interoperability, so developers, governments, and individuals can now leverage the full power of DLT technology without the need to hire professional programmers. In integration, Quant works with the existing technology stacks and protocols, and the network leverages ISO DLT interoperability standards to ensure the fast deployment of business solutions. It's also flexible, and you can exchange assets and information between any two networks regardless of the type. So as far as security, Quant was designed by a team with years of experience in enterprise security and nation-level critical systems. The platform employs some high-level security features to keep your data safe. For example, the gateway does not store information. Instead, it operates as a second layer that orchestrates the interactions between the various ledgers. Notably, all data remains fully encrypted at the source. So there's no way for people to hack that information while it's on the overledger. It remains encrypted at the source of the technology. This strategy adds no additional DLT, consensus bottleneck, complexity, fork requirements, or a single point of failure in the communication between various ledgers. Specifically, the network utilizes single standards aligned with APIs to remain secure. Quant is 100% compliant. This was a necessary requirement as part of the firm's goals to service large enterprise clienteles globally. It's cost effective. How does Quant work? It's an Ethereum-based platform. It leverages security of one of the top blockchain networks in the world. Additionally, Quant employs interoperability with the Ethereum ecosystem. This network consists of DEXs, DeFi platforms, wallets, games, and more. Quant introduces a modular architecture that doesn't interact with various ledgers at the application layer. Instead, the system operates above networks as an off-chain solution. Quant enjoys vertical scalability and it's future-proof. So they talk about here the DLT gateway here. Impressively, Quant's Overledger DLT gateway enables smart contracts to be written in any programming language on any DLT Overledger DLT gateway. Currently, this system supports the Enterprise 5 Hyperledger Fabric, R3 Corda, Ethereum, JPM Quorum, and the XRP Ledger as well. So it works with all of those. And then Quant has MD apps. They say it's premier features of the Quant protocol enables applications to operate on multiple blockchains at the same time. The goal of this application is to enable developers to benefit from the simultaneous use of multiple ledgers. For example, they could utilize consensus from one chain while leveraging data from a completely different private network. It's based out of the London and UK, operates under full compliance with UK regulations, and was recently recognized as a Garter Cool Vendor 2019. I'm not sure what that is, but the firm continues to expand its network via partnerships and new services. So it says here it's connecting DLTs to save enterprises billions of dollars. Quant provides a much needed service to the market. The protocol reduces the cost of DLT integration significantly and enables any business to enjoy the added efficiency and security these networks provide. You can expect to see more from Quant as interoperability continues to be the main focus for these communities. So this is an article on why Quant is such a great investment. Yes, it hasn't been doing much price action-wise lately, but I think eventually the price action will catch up to the technology once ISO 222 compliance is fully developed and fully adopted. You're going to see a lot more adoption likely with the Quant Overledger here. I think eventually it's going to be a good investment. May or may not be a good investment this bull run. We'll have to see. I'm not selling my Quant. I'm just going to continue to add more to it in my portfolio because I think at some point it's going to do well just because of what it is. It's not old tech. It's the newest tech, and they're always upgrading the Overledger and adding more and more technology to it all the time. So that's why I'm invested in Quant, and I think it's going to do well at some point. As you guys, if you take a look at the last bull run, all the other coins took off and went to like new all-time highs. Then we had a major correction. When we had that major correction, that's when Quant started to shine and take off after that. So, you know, it's possible the funds came out of those tokens and into Quant. And then when Quant peaked and started to decline, that's when the other coins took off. So it's kind of like the money flew into Quant and then out of Quant into other coins at some point. We'll have to see what happens this time around, but you know, I'm likely going to take profits out of my coins, and when they start peaking, if Quant hasn't taken off yet, I'm probably going to take some of those profits and put them into Quant and see what it does from there. That's kind of my strategy for Quant right now. But at this point, I'm just going to continue to add it to my portfolio like I've been. I think eventually it'll pay off. We'll see. It's not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball, guys, but I think Quant is a fantastic technology, and eventually I think it's going to do well in the upcoming bull run. Or if not this bull run for some reason, the bull run after this. But I think it's a long-term hold and a long-term investment for a reason. It's very scarce. It's more scarce than Bitcoin, so keep that in mind as well. I'm not comparing it to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a different use case entirely. But it's more scarce than Bitcoin, so I think the potential for it to do well is there because, you know, typically good projects that are very scarce will eventually go up in value and prove their worth over time. So that's pretty much what I got for this video, guys. I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you on the next video.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me.